I wish I could peel your skin away and crawl inside it. No. Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Espoir de Vite, and I've played Boyfriend to Death, and met Strayed, and I've played The Price of Flesh, and made a whole bunch of new friends. But thanks to a poll I put up on my adult Patreon, I will now be playing Boyfriend to Death 2. Specifically to meet this young fellow, Lawrence, who apparently made an appearance in The Price of Flesh, so I want to know a bit more about Lawrence. I've already been kind of spoiled on a few things, but I really don't know anything about the guy. So in this first video, I want to just feel around and not use a walkthrough just yet, and then, when I'm tired of getting my butt kicked, I will then use a walkthrough. I should go out tonight. I flicked on my computer. There had to be somewhere open late. Cafe Royale, the Jackalope, and Route 66. There's a lot of weird shit. There's a lot of weird people here. Really shady. Avoid. You know what? I don't even feel like going out. I shut down the computer. All of those places look like a bad time. I get up and grab the ice cream from my freezer. Then I sat down with a spoon, a blanket, and turned on the TV. Time for some movies. You chilled at home, and it was awesome. Yay! Best ending out of all these games. I decided to head out to the pub. The atmosphere and people were quiet. It almost felt like stepping into the past. That does look really nice, actually. Maybe just because there wasn't a single TV. Oh, really? Order some drinks or just relax? Let's get some drinks. Well, if I'm here, I might as well drink. There wasn't much else to do. I ordered a few drinks and sat by myself. Surprisingly, I wasn't bored. The dim lights and quiet conversation of the other patrons was soothing. I lost track of time and began to doze off a bit. Huh? I fell asleep. I looked around quickly. The bar was empty. Or almost empty. There was one man left in the corner, hunched over a drink. How long was I asleep? Maybe he knows what time it is. I got up and approached the man. Hey, sorry to bug you, but do you know what time it is? Oh. From what little I know about Lawrence, I feel like I want to adopt this man. Just come home with me. Just come on. Let me give you a hot meal and a warm blanket, and we're gonna watch Centaur World together. But I don't know, maybe he is a jerk. Maybe he'll be on my poop list like Strayed. Oh. It's almost closing time. It's 1:45. Ah, crap. He seems like he was preoccupied with something else. Are you alright, Blood? Are you alright, baby? What? Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just waiting for my friend. I only wondered about his friend for a moment. It's about to... The baby! I forgot he was in this. Like, I knew he was in this, and then I forgot. The baby! I mean, he's not a baby, but... The baby! A much shorter guy came out from the bathroom, looking very cheerful. All right, Lawrence, let's... There's someone else here? Hey, I know you. Aren't you supposed to be horribly killed? I smiled awkwardly at the redhead. I thought I caught a flash of panic on his face before he spoke again. Well, my name is Ren. It's nice to meet you. He looked at me expectantly. Oh, my name is Espoir. Hey, I met you in another universe. No, this isn't another universe because I know where Strayed is. It's nice to meet you too. We all looked at each other for a moment. What was up with these two? Lawrence, you know this guy? Is everything okay, Lawrence? I was talking to him first. Oh, yeah. Lawrence looked even more nervous, but Ren flashed a smile. Hey, I know. I can get us around before it closes. Please don't. The poor waitresses have 15 minutes. They gotta clean up. Please don't. Oh, He trotted off to the bartender before I could say anything. Then Lawrence followed him. Wait. I stared after them, confused about the whole situation. Ren must be older than he looks, since the bartender is serving him. Oh yeah. How old is Ren? 'Cause I know he is not a child, but I don't know. I sat down at their table and kept watching. They were talking to each other quickly and quietly. It almost looked like they were arguing. But then they both returned and smiled. Actually, fellas, I'm gonna leave. I don't like the idea of two guys smiling at me in a bar. Lawrence sensed the drinks down in front of each of us. One more drink for the night. Well, sure. Let's drink my drink. Sure, why not? I reached for the drink Lawrence set in front of me. I took a sip. It was rum and Coke, a comforting drink. I relaxed a bit as I finished it. I looked across the table at my new companions. Lawrence didn't touch his drink. Ren started to look more worried. It's really late. I think I should leave. Wait, you're leaving? Sorry. Ren ran out the door. Ren! Hey, wait! Then Lawrence ran after him. I stood there, baffled. Then I shook my head. Those two are really none of my business. And I really should be heading home. I grabbed my coat and strolled out of the pub into the crisp night air. Lawrence and Ren were nowhere in sight. Well, that was weird. I started walking down the sidewalk and felt something tap my shoulder. I jumped, startled, and turned around. Hey, buddy! Ah! You startled me. You seemed to be struggling with what to say. Ren's path split from mine. What are you talking about? Didn't Ren just leave because it's so late? Ren was different. I'm sorry, buddy. You want a hug? My apology didn't seem to calm him down. Ah! What? Before I could react, his fist connected with my face. Just gonna punch me? Ow! I stumbled back, my ears ringing. What the? He started walking towards me as I looked back up in panic. He's crazy. I started running down the street, away from him. I ran as fast as I could. The cold night air began to sting my lungs. That whatever you put in my drink should be taking effect by now. I didn't think I could hear him following. I looked ahead and saw an alley to the right. Let's run straight. I kept running past the alley. I slowed slightly to take a look over my shoulder. What? I felt his whole body weight slam into me from behind before I hit the ground. My head cracked on the sidewalk, and I fought to stay awake. My health! I could feel him panting with effort on top of me. What? Oh no. Are you okay? Kinda late to be asking that. My first sensation was panic and dread. I froze, not wanting to move or open my eyes until I could recall what just happened. The next thing I noticed was the smell. Earthy, warm, and something sickly sweet. I tried to identify the familiar smell as I became aware of some sounds. I could hear shuffling and light scrapes of metal on wood. It's okay, I'll fix it. I slowly opened my eyes. It'll be easy. Let's stay quiet for a minute. I wasn't sure I should make any sound. He kept talking to himself quietly. Are you talking to the plants, Lawrence? It won't be like last time. Just stay calm. Ah, you're awake. I gulped and stared at him. Where? My eyes darted around the room. Some sort of studio apartment. There were plants everywhere. Okay. You're probably feeling a little... I tried to move. I couldn't. Hey, calm down. I looked down and saw my arms and legs were tightly taped to a wooden chair. I started to breathe faster and looked back to him. I can explain this. Something about this guy seemed... unstable. What meter is this? What meter is this? Is that his meter? Okay, what if I let him explain? What's going on here? What's going on here, buddy? I nodded slowly, willing him to continue. Well, look, things got a little out of hand. He paused, thinking. I've been talking to Ren for a couple of weeks. You know, on the internet. So I was nervous. He started to fidget. And then you showed up. And Ren left. And I listened quietly, but he trailed off. I shifted uncomfortably, feeling more nervous. And now you're here. I couldn't just leave you there. I pulled slowly at the tape around my wrists, beginning to sweat. He looked away. I should never leave. It's not worth it. All I found was another problem. What? I don't have to be a problem. We can be buddies. You like plants? Hey, I like plants. I grew 4 whole sunflowers last year, buddy. He paused. What? I can be your friend. Instead, do you not leave your house? I don't think that's a good idea. I had to think of something to convince him. I can see you like plants. He paused and glanced around at the ferns and potted flowers in his apartment. I guess. I like to garden too. Really? He glanced around at all his plants. It's just something I do to keep busy. I mean, I need to have something to think about. And I like taking care of them. He began to look a little happier. They're delicate. I like the way they need me. Oh, okay. I'm gonna keep quiet. I feel like I should keep quiet. He stopped talking abruptly. Why'd it go down so much? Never mind. They're just plants. He paused and took a deep breath. Ugh. He began to pace around his apartment. What am I going to do with you? It's getting early. I should just rest. I can't think straight right now. I found myself wondering what time it was. The sun was rising, but I was too frightened to feel tired. You're probably tired too. You're probably diurnal. Diurnal, right? Yeah, that's like being up in the day and being down at the night, right? I kept you up all night. It's okay, buddy. It's okay. Don't worry about it. I mean, you probably should worry about it. I should worry about it. I don't mind. I'll just make you some tea to help you sleep. Okay. Yeah, sure. Sure, buddy. What you got? He already had me taped to a chair. What was the point of refusing? Thank you. He started moving somewhere behind me to make the tea. I strained to see what he was doing, but I couldn't turn my head enough. I could only try to relax as I heard him quietly clinking objects out of my view. After waiting in silence, looking at his plants, and hearing some kind of humidifier in the room, I began to feel genuinely tired. It should be cool enough now. He returned and glanced at my arms, still taped to the chair. Oh. He leaned forward and brought the cup of tea to my lips gently. It was very warm and tasted unfamiliar, but not bad. I tried to drink it fairly quickly, but I began to feel a bit strange about halfway through. What is this? Is this chamomile? It's proof. What? It doesn't take much to change everything. What? This wasn't any normal tea. As I was about to pass out, I finally recognized that sickly sweet smell. It was him. It smelled like something rotting. What? Wait, what? Hold on, what? My head was pounding, and it took a moment to register my own dry mouth. I slowly opened my eyes. You're awake. I jolted upright in the chair. How long was he watching me? You're beautiful. Thank you. I felt my cheeks redden, shocked. What? His fingers trailed down my neck as he ignored my question. I wasn't looking properly before. You were asleep for a long time. He touched the back of my neck. I need to... I watched as he picked up something from the table and moved quickly behind me. What are you doing? I felt something cold and sharp touch the nape of my neck. My voice rose in panic as I repeated myself. What are you doing? Stop! Ah! I love the curve. I whimpered as the sharp pain increased. Of your spine. You leave my spine out of these shenanigans! I desperately tried to look at him. I cried out as the movement hurt my neck more. He sighed happily as I felt something warm run down my back. Please, Lauren... He placed one hand over my mouth, muffling the rest of my begging. I groaned into his hand as he cut further down, from the back of my neck to between my shoulder blades. What? Oh no, my sanity! I almost took in a whole breath of relief before I felt him push a finger into the opening. You better not touch my spinal cord. That's my spinal cord. You do not have permission to touch it. His grip tightened, and I screamed behind his hand as he slid the finger down the open wound on my neck. I was shaking, and blood was running down my back now. I could feel it soaking my shirt. I want to keep it. You're not allowed! Don't you take my... Are you seriously gonna take my spine? Dude, who does that? Who takes a spine? I mean, granted, they are very pretty. I got scoliosis. He breathed softly right next to my ear and moved his hands to rub his fingers around my back to my collar. I imagined it must look like I was wearing a necklace out of my own blood now. He stepped back into my view as I gulped, beginning to feel lightheaded. I can't let you go. He leaned in closer. You understand, right? No, I am not going to say understand. I'm like, no, listen, no. You can't just keep me here like this. I pulled at the tape around my arms, beginning to panic. He ignored my struggling and stayed close. That's not true. I can keep you here. I could do anything to you. He placed his hand on my knee, but it did nothing to reassure me. Your thread is mine. That's what makes this so beautiful. You're so brittle now. And temporary. I glared up at him, trying to keep the tears at the corner of my eyes from falling. I couldn't help but notice in the bar the way you came up to me. Confident. Normal. Despite all the things in this world fighting and dying in chaos. Looking at you now, with your pretty face, even when you're crying. I envy you. I balked as he sighed wistfully. I wish I could peel your skin away and crawl inside it. No. Don't do that. Oh no, my sanity. Oh no. He laughed softly. You... My terror and frustration boiled up. What kind of person does these things? What kind of monster? What are you? Why'd the music stop? Oh. Well, I don't know. Is that his sanity? I almost shouted the question, desperately. I looked up at him and was surprised to see a hurt expression. What am I? It's always what? He spoke bitterly. Oh, did I make the psycho cry? I'm sorry. Well, what do you think I am? I jumped at him, suddenly raising his voice. He lunged forward and grabbed my arms. What? A vampire? A witch? Some sort of necromancer? Why would you say that? Why would you say necromancer? I've heard it all before. I just looked at him, mouth closed. I didn't want to aggravate him anymore. He slumped down and released my arms. Maybe I am a monster. I'm sorry. He gripped my chin harshly. Of course you are. I tried to sputter out more apologies as he ran his other hand along my face and down my neck. They're always sorry. I gasped as he suddenly pushed me backwards. Ah! With my open spine and tied to a chair? The chair tipped back, and I hit the floor with a thud that knocked the wind out of me. Are you gonna punch me? After I make them sorry. Please, don't. He slammed a heel down on my chest with full force. I felt something in my chest break. I couldn't breathe. I convulsed on the floor, still bound to the chair, tears streaming down my face. He watched me for a moment without a shred of pity. I gathered up a tiny bit of air into my lungs, despite how agonizing the effort was, and I used it. You are a monster. This time, the blow came down on my neck. You lost it. What did I lose? Did I lose my sanity? Well, he started it. I came up to him being nice. Well, that was Lawrence. That's my first time properly meeting Lawrence.
He's a great guy, but he's a little,
Okay. Let's try something different before I go stampeding for the walkthrough. What if, I've already had a drink. I don't want any drinks. I don't want any drinks, guys. I didn't want to seem rude, but I just met these people. It's really late. I think I should leave. Wait, you're leaving? Sorry. Ren ran out the door. Ren's path split from mine. What happens if I ignore him? This guy was starting to creep me out. I took a few steps back. Ren was different. Relax, man. You can always hang out with him later. Anyways, I'm going home. What? Ah, dang it, I forgot about that. What if I do dodge? Come on, I want to dodge this time. He took a swing at me. His fist connected with the bricks where my head used to be. Jeez. Ah! I started running down the street away from him. This guy is nuts. I ran as fast as I could. The cold night air began to sting at my lungs. What if I do go in that alley? What if I go right into the alley? That doesn't seem like a good idea, though. I veered into the alleyway and pressed my back against the wall. I think I lost him.
Why are you running?
I gasped as he whipped around the corner. Stop! His hand shot up and grabbed my face. He pulled back and slammed my head into the cement behind it. I crumpled to the ground as my vision went dark. What's gonna be easy, brother? Ah, you. I gulped and stared at him. Where? Some sort of studio apartment. There were plants everywhere. Yeah, what do you want with me, buddy? What? No, I don't want anything. I mean, I do. I did. Look, things got a little out of hand. He paused, thinking. I'd been talking to Ren for a couple of weeks, on the internet, so I was nervous. You have to let me go, friend. I tried to speak with some authority. You can't keep me here. If you let me go now, I won't even tell anyone. It'll be like it never happened, like you didn't slam my head into the sidewalk. You haven't even done anything serious yet. I paused and looked at him. No, it won't. Nothing is ever the same. Time won't stop, and I can't stop. He picked up the roll of duct tape on the table. You can stop. Listen to me. He tore off a piece and placed it gently over my mouth. Just shh, please, just shut up, please. I tried to scream through it, and he tore off another piece. People are so delicate. He smoothed the tape over my nose. What? Ah! Lawrence! I looked at him, helplessly, panicking and unable to breathe. I barely need to touch you to take away what you need to survive. I struggled as hard as I could, but I was starting to feel dizzy. A little piece of tape, and you'll wither in front of me. I slumped forward, unable to struggle anymore. I started to pass out. Rude. I was shocked back to myself as he tore the tape from my face. Even ruder. Still not as bad as Strayed, though. I wheezed as I took in deep breaths. So you'll just do as I say for now. Okay? Was that a test? Were you showing me what you could do? He paused and took a deep breath. He began to pace around his apartment. What am I going to do with you? Let me go? I'm pretty miffed. I'm pretty angry about what you just did, so I'm going to stay silent. I'll just make you some tea to help you sleep. No, I do not want it. No, thank you. I'm sure I can fall asleep myself. Thank you for the offer, though. I tried to sound as polite as I could. You should drink it. It seemed less like a suggestion and more like a warning. I said no! I certainly wasn't going to drink any tea this guy gave me. I'm not going to drink anything. I didn't drink that beer before. I don't want your tea now. Uh-oh. He's getting upset. He visibly tensed up. I won't make you sleep. Good, He gave up on talking, threw his sweater and shirt off, and climbed into his bed. I looked down. I sat in silence, only broken by his soft breathing, the quiet humidifier in the room, and the random muffled thumps and shouts from other tenants of this building. I realized, despairingly, that even my own cries for help would probably be ignored in a noisy place like this. I suppose my only options are to sleep, or try to get out of this chair. I will struggle. I pulled at the tape around my wrists. I tried to be quiet, but the tape was so tight. It didn't feel like it was budging at all. Keep struggling! I needed to keep trying. I bit my lip and pulled hard against the tape. I froze when I heard Lawrence turn over. Struggle, but quietly. My heart was pounding. I have to... I tugged my arm with an involuntary grunt. My dude, are you sleeping under a grow light? Lawrence made a soft sound in bed. I froze again, sweat beading down my face. Keep struggling. I steeled myself. I don't have a choice. I wrenched my arm as hard as I could, feeling a release. However, my blood ran cold as I realized the tape had made a loud ripping sound. Uh-oh, his little heart, it's all broken now. No. I looked down to free my arm in panic. Should I try to replace the tape? But I only have one hand free. Uh-oh. My dilemma was interrupted by a hand slamming down on my wrist with a vice-like grip. I looked up with a strange yelp. Oh my, you're looking very delicious, Lawrence. Maybe I could flirt myself out of this. It's the middle of the day. I wanted to say something, apologize, anything. Oh, does he sleep during the day? But my brain wasn't forming words. I was wincing. He was a lot stronger than he first appeared to be. He squeezed harder for a moment before letting go. These are a problem. Oh no! He turned to dig around. Oh no, don't. If what's about to happen is about to happen, please no. Before I could find my voice to ask what he was doing, he turned back to me. No, Lawrence! He squinted coldly at me for a moment before retrieving his tape and a small cloth. This was all a mistake. I tried to yell, but it was cut off by him shoving the cloth into my mouth and roughly slapping a piece of tape over it. He stopped to look over my panicking form, seeming to calm down slightly. I tried to shriek as he held down my free arm and positioned the saw just below my elbow. No! The scene became blurry as tears filled my eyes, and he made the first stroke, tearing through my skin. I screamed uselessly into the makeshift gag, trying to tear my arm from his grip. Oh. He held me down firmly and worked on my arm quickly. I felt like I was choking, struggling to breathe. I began to feel dizzy as I watched his muscles tense from the effort of sawing through my bone. My little bones! I realized in a haze of blinding pain that he was holding my severed arm. He placed it gently on the ground and looked back to me, in my eyes. You're in pain. He said it like he was describing some small miracle of nature. Like finding a butterfly's cocoon. I looked up at him dully, trying to move my hand and only feeling pain. I know it hurts now. He moved and positioned the saw over my remaining arm. But that's just natural. Ah! My body managed somehow to renew its panic as he moved the saw again. I helplessly shuddered and sobbed as he tore through the flesh. I felt a small wave of release as I began to go numb. He held my other arm. My blood splattered all over his body. You're dripping. Am I? My arms were cold. My arms! A little girl's arms!
These are little girl's arms!
A little girl with hopes and dreams. I'll take the rest of you to somewhere pretty. That sounds nice. I felt my head drop. I'll find you again. In the dark. What? Lawrence took your hands. Okay, that was pretty rude. That was pretty rude. I'm gonna say that made me a little angry. I'm not happy about that. It's still better than drilling a hole in my foot and putting nails through my knees, but it's close. It's close. That was a crappy move, Lawrence. Okay, what if I get here and I just relax? I don't drink any drinks. I just kind of sit. I wasn't in the mood to drink. I just sat by myself and watched the few patrons mill about. Their quiet voices and the clinks of glasses on wood made me feel a little sleepy. I lost track of time and began to doze off a bit. Huh? I fell asleep. Thanks, I really lost track of time. Yeah, I can relate to that. I'll probably go soon. I'm just waiting for my friend. I only wondered about his friend for a moment. What if I say, is everything okay, Ren? Everything's great. Hey, I know. I can get us around before it closes. Oh, He trotted off to the bartender before I could say anything. Do you have your ID card? Ren, may I see it to know how old you are? because I'm going to keep treating you like a baby. Better luck next time? It's late. Ren left by himself. And I should go to... Ren was different. What do you mean Ren was different? What does this mean? What could this mean? So I know Strayed is somewhere, and I know Ren is doing a bit better, and I know him and Lawrence are kind of friends. So when did you know Ren? How different are we talking? Relax, man. You can always hang out with him later. Anyway, I'm going home. Bye! I stumbled a bit as I tried to run. All the drinks I had earlier in the night were slowing my steps. I kept moving. I couldn't hear him behind me. There was an alley to the right. What if I go left? What's left?
Oh no, he's crossing the street without looking!
Oh. Oh no! I ran across the street. Wait, what? Wait, what? Did you kill me? Ah! Ah! Homst! Whoa, I didn't see you there. I wanted to yell in surprise, but I couldn't seem to move or talk. You made a real mess. I noticed my blood glinting on his bike before everything went cold and dark. You didn't look both ways. Well, I mean, I was running from a pursuer, but yeah, what was that fool someone in this game or someone from another game? Rude. I mean, he's right. I ran out into the traffic, but... Rude. Okay, how about we don't have any drinks? Maybe no drinks. Maybe no drinks then. What if I say, I like plants too. I like taking care of them because they're delicate. He lit up. You understand. Ah, it's kind of nice to meet someone that, well, you know. He trailed off. He paused and took a deep breath. He began to pace around his apartment. What am I going to do with you? Okay, after he's cut a hole and fondled my spine, what if I go, I understand. I really don't. I didn't want to upset him. That's a relief. He sighed softly, still hovering over me slightly. I was thinking, you and I could, do a project. A project? This is perfect. He reached out to touch my hair, but he moved so gently that I didn't flinch away. Oh man, my sanity is really low. I looked at him questioningly, and he bent to grab a large metal bucket. What do you mean? He placed the bucket in front of my legs with a soft clank. Buddy? I looked down into the empty bucket, dread tightening in my gut. I know this isn't fair. Life isn't fair. It almost seemed like he was stalling, even though I was the one taped to a chair. I can tell by your face. You're gentle. And the world's like a loaded gun. Normally I don't care, but you're different. I wish I could tell you that it's going to be okay. Ah! My attention was caught by the glint of a knife in his hand. But it isn't. I wanted to cry out in fear, but that same dread choked me up as he moved the knife. There.
Ah!
The pain I was expecting never came. I looked down. He tore off the cut tape from around my arms. I looked back up at him. Are you letting me go? Are you about to become the best character in this series? No. Dang it! Be nice to me, Lawrence. I need to get your blood out. What? It won't hurt. I've got some medicine. Drugs, I guess. Just some tea. And you won't feel a thing. Okay. There's no point in suffering needlessly, I guess. He grabbed a water bottle from near his plants. It's not hot or anything. Here, He held the bottle out to me. It looked like any plain water bottle a jogger would have. Happy to finally have the use of my hands back, I took it and held it to my mouth. It tasted bitter and strange. Not so much. He took the bottle from me firmly. Just a little should be enough. You should have said that before I started drinking it. I considered answering him, but I was distracted by my fingers beginning to tingle. I had trouble focusing for a moment. I couldn't get my head to feel right. Oh. The feeling spread incredibly quickly, like falling into a pit full of those cold glass beads people put at the bottom of a fish tank. Ooh. My whole body was numb. There. It'll be easier now. He held the knife he cut my tape with, turning it over a bit. I was watching the blade when he gripped my wrist tightly. He licked his lips absent-mindedly as he gently moved his thumb over my wrist. He was feeling me and concentrating. Then, suddenly, he stopped and lowered the knife to my skin. Let him cook. Let him cook. I froze. He pressed the knife through my skin. I could only feel the same tingling sensation and the light pressure of the knife. It sank deeper into my wrist, and I knew it should be hurting. But I just watched, transfixed. He was breathing slowly and evenly as he carefully pulled the blade along my largest vein. I watched my blood well up, flow around my wrist, and drip quietly onto the bucket below. What do you need this for, Lawrence? We both watched the dark liquid seep out of me. He seemed to be relaxed by it. I felt somewhat detached. It was surreal. Was this really happening? The flow began to slow as I breathed more rapidly. He felt my cold hand, then moved to take my other arm. He positioned the knife over my undamaged wrist. Let him cut. Let him cook. I want to see what he's gonna do. I'm probably gonna regret that. I closed my eyes and breathed. Are you ready? No? I nodded slowly, soothed by his gentle voice. He dipped the still wet blade into my other wrist, finding my vein easily. Somehow, the sensation and the vision of my life's blood pouring out of me didn't bother me anymore. I looked up lazily and saw him over me, mumbling barely audible encouragements. It's easy. Easy. The dripping. Oh no. I breathed faster and faster. Cold. Blurring. Was he talking to me? So lovely. Your canvas is perfect. I let out a soft sound as my head slumped. Up. I'm dead. I could still hear the dripping, but it got quieter as he bent to whisper right next to my ear. I've seen the river. It's beautiful. You're dying. Wait. What? I wasn't prepared for this. I was ready for a normal game over screen. Where am I? I spun around, but it all looked the same. Hello? Nothing. I've had nightmares that look like this. Come on now. Total silence. I realized I didn't feel any pain anymore either. Just the gentle pull of the shallow water around my calves. I remembered him saying something about a river. I looked down into the gray water, but there wasn't any shore or edge. It seemed to go on forever. What if I wander around a little bit? I picked a direction and walked. The scenery never changed. There was no silhouette or any horizon. Just the pull of the river, Let's keep wandering. I picked a direction and walked. It looks like this isn't going to change. So let's just lie down. Or, no, I'm stubborn. Let's keep wandering for a bit. I just kept pressing wander, and something popped up like, come on now. Come on, stop. Stop, seriously, Espoir. Okay.
Please, don't make this difficult.
Pretty! Angèle! Wait, what is happening here? Why is a cool angel in ripped jeans coming down at me?
I already have enough work to do.
I'm sorry. Can't I just wander around a little bit?
There's nothing here. No way out. So just lie down.
But. Are you really going to take off an angel, a literal angel, in the middle of a magical river? Ain't I a stinker? I'm gonna do it again.
You're already expired. You're not allowed to stick here. Souls can rot too. That's how monsters are born. Do you want that?
I'm gonna do it again. Just, you can't get me, you can't get me, woohoo. Just running away from him.
Why do I get the stubborn ones?
I felt a string around my neck. Ah! It tightened instantly, impossibly through me. I wavered on my feet before falling backwards into the water. Did he just lasso me down? I floated easily. He got tired of my shenanigans and just lassoed me down. I floated easily. My body was carried with the current, in a direction I could feel but not see. Why was I here again? It is pretty nice, though. Have we been beached? Is Norman Reedus gonna show up with a funky fetus? I don't remember where I was before this. It doesn't matter. This feels nice. It is beautiful. Nani? Ooh. Lawrence? Hello? What? Okay, magic? Angels? I mean, in Boyfriend to Death 1, what's-his-face was a flippin' demon. Yeah, I guess there would be angels if there's demons, and... Lawrence? Ren? Explain? I am confused. So, Lawrence is in the water. The boat's in the water. The shark's in the water. The angel's in the water. I'm in the water. James is in the water. So in the second video, I'm gonna try and use a walkthrough because I need to process all of this. So I want to get to the bottom of what's going on here. I don't think I will. But thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for your support. Take care of yourself. Have a great night. And remember, there is always hope. I was here for plants. I didn't expect angels.